Will you do the wiring on my LS swap? I've been asked that a few times from some guys at work, and I don't mind helping. But for those of you maybe don't have someone that you know of that has done the wiring before, a lot of the thing dropping the motor, it's kind of easy to figure out. There's plenty of information on it, but I don't see much on the actual wiring in when it comes to starting it and actually wiring that into your car. So it's real. This is one of those $100 eBay specials that I got. It's real straightforward as far as getting on the motor. You can see right, one side is going to have your throttle. One side is going to have like your alternator plug. All right, so you lay it out on the motor. You plug all that stuff again. You can't. Nothing shares the same type of plug, right? You just work your way down with the injectors. You got a constant power, right? I put a ring terminal on the constant power for the computer. So it's just right there on my positive terminal. There's the only wire I had to add was down on the starter. It's on the solenoid down there. It just runs straight into my ignition switch. And that's really all you need to hook up with this this harness. Like I say, any eBay LS swap harness, right, for your application. If you got a 4L60, they're all made by the same little Chinese kids. So just pick a link and go for it. And again, you can run that starter wire to a push button starter. You could touch that wire to the battery and the car is going to start with everything else hooked up. No issue, right? You start worrying about the fuel pump. That trigger wire I have, that's hooked up to my ignition switch as well. So you just have to know what wire in your switch is for start and which one is on, right? And it's pretty simple from there. It's really not that complicated. Again, you don't even need that, right? You just want bare bones. Get a push button start. You can run a wire, much like I did, a power wire from your positive terminal to your push button start, and then from there right back to your starter solenoid. It's really that simple. There's nothing to be scared about. My first swap, I put it off and I finally did it, and there's really nothing to it. You just, like the channel says, right, ignorant mechanic. Ignorance is just lack of knowledge. Once you figure it out, it's pretty simple. Now every now and then I have to go back and do a refresher on these things, but I'm not doing them, once every few years I'll do a swap. But really, any questions, feel free to reach out. But there's really nothing to it.